Hello, guess who's I am back. And I was just I look a little bit creepy and freaky. Like I was gonna say God asked me to come back again today because I don't do this all the time with my channel. I don't know. I've got a lot of, it's the same as yesterday. I've got a lot of jobs to do still, and I just don't feel like I can get over them until I do this. And I haven't really got a proper message prepared, but I sort of have. I'm not sure, but this might not even go up. And I promise I won't do this every day because it's not. I've got Vaseline on my top lip because I waxed my beard moustache yesterday and I dyed my eyebrows. That might be why I look a little bit creepy. But yeah, so I will probably get cold sores from doing that. But I just couldn't stand looking at the fuzz anymore. But it's a cycle, ladies. If you start getting rid of your tash, you can't go back. So yeah, but we are here again today. And I ran out of Glastonbury water this morning. I had like a drip left in a bottle. And I feel innerly gutted. I feel like I was roping myself into the matrix of that water, literally. And it was helping. So I'm going to go back as soon as I can to get the water. Because I do live quite a little bit of a distance from Glastonbury. Not too far, but it's enough to... But I will. And I have no excuses, actually, because my neighbour, literally 2 doors down, works in Glastonbury. And she could get me the water. So I'm tired of making excuses. And this is my feeling last summer was that it is all on our shoulders. How fast we move things, how delicately we move things, and trying to move everything along energetically with respect. So I'm just trying to pay respect. Now, let me just explain a little bit deeper. Like, a true awakening, it's never off your mind, and it's very hard to unlabel. And I have felt like this for 10 years. Every time I go to bed, every time I wake up, most of the time it's like a rope to the source, I guess. I reached like a very high dimensional state back 10 years ago, and I know I'm going on about it again. So in Glastonbury Festival, I would say there is nowhere else in the world that plays the amount of sound for the amount of time, because there's literally about 2 hours. Sorry, I'm just really spitty still. 2 hours in the morning, like from 6 till 10, that there is no music, or even like 7 to... There's like an hour where there is no sound being drummed into the very, very mossy, moundy, what is the word, like peaty ground. Okay, and when I was sitting on the ground this summer on the ground, it is like almost hollow. Like when people were walking past me, now you might think I was in a sensory open state, but no, the ground, it's like it at the Corntocks where I've been going up into the hills here. It's just very bouncy, and when people are walking, you can feel it, like, and there are cave systems all the way through from Glastonbury to Wells. I don't know if anybody knows about Wells. I don't really know. I don't know a lot about what I'm talking about either. And let me say, another thing about my awakening experiences, I've always found it, the way to do it is you learn something innerly and then you find it outerly. So my awakening was very in. Everything I talk about was very from my own mind. I felt like this, like, since I was born. I've always been a bit of a misfit. So yeah, but I'm just saying that. So yeah, so it's hollow. The ground is absorbing this music all weekend, the creativity, the love. It's the amount of people that get in to the festival, let alone how the festival was started on the ley lines through energy dowsers. And yeah, so right, this land is peaty and bouncing, and it's absorbing the music for days and days, and your ears when you're in the festival. It can be very overwhelming. My first festival, I was overwhelmed, and I have had times where I've hardly slept just because of the noise, especially if you camp near the pyramid stage, which I have one year. It depends. It's such a strange place as well, 'cause depending on where you camp, you get a totally different experience, and where you hang out, it is very like the whole human consciousness becomes at play there, and everybody segregates. And as much as people will go into, oh, it's changed and there's loads of rich people there, and I have had times where you come out and you realize how much your perspective is affecting your opinion and affecting your life. Because I have come out before on a Sunday wearing ear protectors all Sunday, having a headache, thinking the whole festival is just full of posh people and people dropping rubbish. And but then yet again it just came away like that for me. But then the next year, I just seemed to notice a lot less rubbish droppers. And I camped, yeah. Hang on a minute, I am going to clear my throat again. Yeah. So yes, it's like the whole, so yeah, camping at the pyramid stage, 9 o'clock in the morning, you've got this milk van going by and all the children running around, and then the full music's on the pyramid stage at 11 o'clock. So if you're planning on staying up late, like, because you'll try and stay up as late as you can if you go to Glastonbury Festival, then don't camp near the pyramid stage. Now, in the last 2 to 3 years, I have camped adjacent, I never use that word, adjacent to the Stone Circle, literally the field next to the Stone Circle, coming over into a local gate, actually, which anybody can get the ticket for. You have to get a Worthy Farm car parking ticket. It's actually a trick, and the Evises love tricks. Okay, so anybody can get a normal car parking ticket, or you can get a Worthy Farm car parking ticket. And if you come in this way, you don't have to do all of the, well, you would have to, where I camp, if you came in through the normal gates, you'd have to travel like 8 miles with your stuff, or whatever it is, 7 miles across 6 miles to get to where I camp. But where I come in from where I park my car, I literally come down the hill. I come through Strummerville and the Stone Circle and the teepee fields, and then just literally plot my tent next to the toilets, next to the Hare Krishna tent, actually, as well, which sings Hare Hare Krishna all day. And I will very much thoroughly admit, and I don't like to admit this, right, this is how it can change you, or how you change over the years, right? So the first time I went to Glastonbury Festival and hadn't been for a few years, like 2022 it was or something, right? Hare Krishna tent, these beautiful monk people dressed in the orange, giving out food all day. And I will just say, I have felt, one, I couldn't go into that room. It felt they were all sitting down and looked peaceful. And I felt, really overwhelmed by their vibe. Because if the festival can do that to you as well, like, especially when you're not in there. And almost like feeling a bit queasy about the fact that they're offering vegan free food, and I wouldn't touch it. Like, I just felt, and this food that they're making it with love. Like, they're literally putting quantum love into the food. And I was like sickened. My matrix that year of my inner system was like, I didn't want to try it. And right, every time I get so full up in Glastonbury Festival that I still haven't tried the food. Now, this is the awakening journey of us all. We don't know something until our intentions let us. So even this year, same chap passed me a few times. He went, hello, and I was like, hello. And I still haven't actually sat in the Hare Krishna tent. It's on the track and I'm just running off to somewhere. I'm embarrassed to say. And he was offering us food again. He said, we're hungry. And I genuinely promise you, I was stuffed. And I said, I will come and eat here tomorrow. And I forgot, okay? I genuinely forgot because, again, the mind. And I'm just trying to point out that, this tent gives out free food all day. I think not like, it wouldn't give you free meals all day. It would know if you're taking the mick. But it is literally if you want this food, we've got this food. And I think a lot of Asian countries, to be honest, I don't know a lot about Hare Krishna, but that's what they do. They feed their people. And it was, Hare Krishna. It's like ringing through your ears with the background of everything going on. And if you do camp near the part on that side of the hill, you will get less music. The music doesn't sort of start too heavily. And I'm away from mega. But yes, I'm just, yeah. So yes, but it's a trippy place, okay? So this festival basically helped me with the shamanicness 10 years ago of being, in there, the music, the lack of sleep because of the noise, everything, absolutely everything. I reached mega awakening. I'm just going to say that, and every single day, it's like a rope to source every day. And it is lonely, and you try and push people into you, around you. But I will just say that my biggest point here is I never learn anything until I want to find it. And it is very frustrating, and it's very lonely, and it's very segregating to your loved ones as you change. And you've got to admit to yourself how boring you become. Because I do prefer it when I'm not on a spiritual tangent. And I do, thankfully, give myself breaks where I will hardly be on my phone, where I'm well into just thinking about life. But at the moment, my head's flying around a lot. And I must admit, I'm probably not the best company. If he tries to get talking to me, I've got way too much to say to him. And I've not watched any normal TV for like a week now. I tried to watch a bit of like a film the other day, Peaky Blinders, but I'm finding it very hard to disconnect from my inner world at the moment. But in return to that, guys, if you're feeling the pull, feed it. Because I was going to take my sock off then. I don't know. I'm not doing sock things again. If you're feeling the pull, my main feeling when I came out of Glastonbury Festival this year was that it is on the mega brain carvers, the misfits, to work hard at creating almost this visual, I don't know. We don't know. What we're on, we really don't know, right? But we know it's about the spirit. It's about love. It's about true unconditional love and integrating the frequency. And like I said, the vortex of Glastonbury is like a never-ending road. It's really hit my inner system recently about how the top of a pyramid and the square at the bottom, and it's like a never-ending vortex into interdimensional space. Yeah, and that's what all pyramids are doing. And let you know that there is always a metal frame up in Worthy Farm, which, is a conductor. And if we can only just see that we have wireless, satellites, wireless phone lines these days. This is what the pyramid is, that wireless. So yeah, so I believe there has been a lot flushed out, even though in a way that it's still replaying itself at the moment, the negativeness. But we're on a roll, and we do have to work hard, is what I'm trying to say. There is no like, oh, tomorrow, unless that is absolutely your indefinite decision, and at the end of the day, that's how you feel. But it is about heart flow, heart coherence. I don't even know. And about, apparently the heart, it's just something I flipped across yesterday. The heart affects the brain more than anything. But so if you're feeling lonely, and just keep knowing that you will fall out of this and in this at different points, and it's okay. Get it off your chest, find someone to talk to. And even if you are sort of just talking to yourself like me, I find it great therapy to then look back at yourself as a total separate entity. You can learn to be more self-kind when you're looking back at yourself and listening to your own problems. So just keep moving forwards. I'm sure there was definitely, and another thing is when you're letting go of everything, you will be fooled into thinking that this is not worth it, this is never ending, whether you're letting go of stress, but you must keep reassuring yourself like you would treat anyone. Just be unconditional to yourself. So sit with your inner pulse. Know that you're not alone. Keep getting a balance. And if you are, for example, I'm just trying to think about how I felt when I was really, if you know that you are just totally hopeless right now, then just start at that and give yourself the time to be hopeless, because just be where you're at. And thankfully right now I'm at a place where I'm really looking after myself really well, but I have been there where I can hardly see the point. And my main message was, what's the point? What's the point? You must, if this is where you're at, be gentle, be loving. You know, if you honestly just want to get in a blanket and have a hot water bottle and watch Netflix, then you must find that time. And then I think, you know, and then you'll come out of it. And I am, again, just going on now. I'm sure there was something so important for me to say there, and I'm just not saying it. It's probably not that important. I'll probably say it another time, if not. Yeah, that was it. It was about plastic. I just think I was watching this Netflix thing about plastic, and we're totally full of plastic, guys. So just be aware that that is running the field of your energy as well. So it's very important, very more than ever, to go out and put your feet on the battery of the ground, which you are without shoes on, and absorb the energy from the ground, and just listen to, just reassure like Mother Earth as well, because I seriously think, I had such an epiphany the other night that I know I sound like a proper eco person now, but it's like the tarmac, the plastic, the concrete, and it's just never any of it meant to happen at all. Well, you know, it's not, and she was thoroughly abused. I think Mother Earth is so separate to God, and she is sassy, and hence why, with the lack of care that we all have innerly towards her, and the lack of wanting to turn around, is why the world is how it is, and why then that orchestrates through world leaders the actions that are created, because everything is the whole, she's important too. And if you had, which you do have, fleas, you know, things, parasites all over your body, and you wanted to get rid of a certain one because it's out of balance, then you will eventually. So just, is it like sometimes we're not taking in the actual seriousness of this whole situation. So just keep that in mind. And that's definitely all I'm going to say, because I'm fucking rambling for days and days and days, sending myself mental, because then I do think about this after, and I have many fears that I'm trying to come up at the moment. Like, I don't think I never used to be able to even speak like this, or I never used to, it was like step by step by step, building up the confidence, facing the fears. But now I don't think I can do a live call very easy. I'm going to. I don't talk to people with a bounce interaction, and I'm just getting really pissed off with myself. So I'm looking forward to just moving through my next fear blockages at the moment with believing in myself enough to actually speak to people like they're real, and they're not just in I need to bring my inner world out more. So work on your confidence, guys. Work on your blocks. Work on your fears. Much love, namaste.